I'm Gorilla Monsoon.
And I'm thankful that I'm not.
Oh, you just can't help yourself, can you, huh?
I don't help anyone. Unless they've got the cash.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you out the door if you don't stop.
If you can fit
anyway,
through
folks,
it.
I'm gonna knock you out.
Excuse me, but is anyone gonna introduce me, bro?
All right. And this is Vince Russo.
I thought it was the mailman.
Huh, why don't you be serious?
Smells like one.
Well, what the frig, bro?
All right, enough. Folks, coming up in just a short is a podcast hosted by two guys you've never heard of and probably never will.
Monsoon knows a guy who knows a guy, if you know what I'm saying.
I get it.
Oh, will you stop? Folks, Chris and George or something, they do the Hot Tag Podcast, and here it is.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Tag Wrestling Show. I'm Christy Francisco. That's George the Animal Rogers. And boy, we have quite a bit to kind of get to. I mean, we are going to be covering Monday Night Wars as always. We're going to be doing June 10th, 1996. So looking forward to all that. But first, with the news that came out today, the terrible news, if you're, George and I and a lot of wrestling fans from what I'm seeing. I
haven't seen one say anything positive.
No. The delusion is real. It's going to be really hard to talk about because it's something that I thought one day might happen to me for real. I didn't think it was going to be right now, but it has. I mean, other than this old stuff that we cover, which now George and I now consider our glory days of wrestling, that's probably where it ends for me. It started to kind of tail off when the WWE Network was taken away from me. And then they took Raw away from Peacock, and they, you can't even really watch most Raws on Netflix. And, but nonetheless, so I'm going to let George start off because I like when George gets on his heaters, because then I can come on and, agree or mildly disagree, but then also I can also piggyback my opinion. But real quick, I do want to say it to people. I'm going to put up this tagline: is the WWE that we know for so long dead? And I think George is going to get to that. I will, just to let everybody know, this is what happened today. So WWE signed an exclusive rights deal for PLEs, certain PLEs, the biggest ones, with ESPN and Disney, of course, but ESPN and their new streaming app that's going to be rolled out in the fall for $29.99 a month. If you sign up and you pay that $30 a month on top of everything else that we all paid for, then you will be able to watch SummerSlam, Money in the Bank, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and I think Survivor Series. If you don't have ESPN, then you're shit out of luck with the 5 biggest pay-per-views of the year. So, this is the realization, everybody, for 2026, beginning with WWE. You have to pay for Netflix to watch Raw. You have to go to the CW network for NXT. You have to pay cable, which is, USA Network, or for Peacock for SmackDown. And you're going to have to pay ESPN to watch WWE, the big main PLEs. You're going to have to pay ESPN to watch that. This is everything that I feared when TKO took over for this company. And, there was a lot of questions when Vince was still running things, like what will happen when Nick Khan fully gets the grips of WWE. And I hate giving this man credit, but I'm going to have to give him credit because he said it 2.5, 3 years ago. Dave Meltzer did say that if Nick Khan gets his hands on the WWE machine, it will be, for a lack of a better word, hoard out. And unfortunately, and that's because Dave Meltzer does pay attention to UFC. And UFC with Dana White and TKO have completely hoarded themselves out for the last decade plus. So that's when Dave kind of deduced in his head, man, Nick Khan has that same way of thinking about promotions and marketing, and it doesn't matter if there's advertisements all over the ring. If they can make $1, they're going to do so. But George, this news is just devastating for the wrestling fan. But outside of that, George, I know you have a lot to say about even the current product, the product through TKO, Triple H. George, I want you to get on that soapbox right now, man, and start washing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to start with the ESPN deal. $30 a month. First of all, first things fucking first. The gall and the sheer
chutzpah,
the audacity, if you will, of charging people $30 a month for a streaming service. You can go fuck yourself all the way like to hell and back, because that's fucking bananas. I don't give a shit what content you fucking have. I don't care. I know ESPN's voluntary. They're getting fucking NFL. They're getting Red Zone. They're getting WWE, PLEs, all that. You're hiding the glaring fucking problem that ESPN has. And the fact is, they're not even a fucking sports network anymore. There's no legitimate journalists on that channel. All they want are loud jerk-offs like you and me, Chris, and we could probably get a fucking job at ESPN, because that's all they want. They don't want anyone who's knowledgeable about stats. They don't want anyone who has played and has experience. They want the loudest voice in the room, because that's what everyone's listening to, Stephen A. Smith. So that's what and Pat McAfee, like, that's what they want. They want the loudest motherfuckers in the room on that network. It's like, oh, well, people are listening to them. Well, we kind of don't have much of a choice of drowning out everything else.
Yeah.
Like it's already just bullshit in general.
Yeah.
So for the fact that you're even charging $30 for your bullshit fucking streaming app, that you barely even fucking have sports, you're great. Like, you're getting the NFL, great. You still don't have Major League Baseball, the NBA, or the NHL. None of those playoffs show on ESPN, Chris. Am I correct?
I think ESPN does get the NHL playoffs, right? I think so. So
maybe I don't remember seeing any. I mean, like, so Kevin will watch anything that's sports related. I usually never. I mean, like, the only time we're really on ESPN is if it's something like Sunday Night Baseball, like if they do that every now, like if they do that, or like Monday Night Football. But even then, it's ESPN2 to watch the Manning Cast, because that's the more entertaining version of Monday Night Football. Just because those two guys alone make it a fun game. Especially if the game is boring as shit. You got like the Cleveland Browns against the fucking Packers. No one's going to give a shit. Let's just hear what Eli has to say.
That's right.
Like I'm fine with that, because usually they're just poking jabs at each other.
Yeah.
But it's just it's bullshit, and it goes back to kind of what Well, it's not really going back. I mean, it's kind of how we felt throughout this year.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at the current state of the roster. This is a company right now that cares more about making money than making stars.
Yeah, man.
And that's a fucking problem. The only outlier to that train of thought is the women's division, because the women's division, they are making stars, which is insane. Because this is for years, people thought women's wrestling was just a novelty. No one took it seriously.
Right.
Last 10 years or so, it's really taken over. And the women's segments are starting to become the more popular segments on the shows.
Yeah.
Like,
no doubt.
Combat me all you want if you think I'm wrong, but you all know I'm fucking right. But that's an issue. There's like, I've sat through the horrible years of the PG era, and like those like final like dreadful couple of years under Vince, when it was just like he was throwing everything out the wall trying to get something to stick. But nothing is killing my interest in this product more than everything that's happened since the TKO deal. I like Triple H in creative for the most part, but there's nothing there anymore that's really drawing me in. Like, even when there is something that does grab my attention, like when The Rock was doing the final boss thing, and that led to the Cena heel turn. We're like, fuck, this is great. Let's see where this goes. And then it went nowhere.
Yep.
It just went from like Cena just being heel and him having to make, to use a Pritchard term, chicken salad out of chicken shit and just try to make it work because The Rock wasn't coming back to help give him the heat. So Cena's like, all right, I'll do what I think I know how to do to be a heel.
Right. Totally
and he did what he could, and it was entertaining for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But then it all just ended on SmackDown when Cena's like, I'm done with this shit.
Snap
I'm
of a
facing
finger.
him. Yeah,
all done.
And it seemed as though he was taking jabs at somebody else who thought they knew how to make shocking TV, and it's just like, I think I know where that's going, but sure, let's keep going. And then especially at WrestleMania, we had the Rollins and Heyman team up. Like, oh fuck, this is great. Let's see where this goes. The next night on Raw, oh fuck, Braun Breaker's part of this. We're sitting really waiting, like, oh, this is going to be great. Bronson Regan's out. Like, all right, there's your heavy. Like, all right, let's see where this goes. And it went fucking nowhere. I don't want to hear any of this shit about Rollins faking his injury to get the one. Like, oh, the ruse of the century. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here is what I'm going to say to the.
I just want to let it.
Do you know what a bigger ruse was, Chris? You know what a bigger ruse was? The initial, there's always a plan B.
Of course.
Because nobody saw that coming. Everybody saw this coming.
Not according to the internet, George. It's the ruse.
Oh, yeah, because these guys are a pack of fucking idiots who have only started watching wrestling 4 years ago, so they don't know a term when they see it.
Yeah.
When he got injured, I was like, this feels kind of off because it didn't look like he hurt himself. I mean, it's ACL tear. You can do that just by walking normally. Just one awkward step. But as soon as the next night or the very next Raw, when CM Punk won that gauntlet match to face Gunther at SummerSlam, I even told you, I was like, Rollins is faking the injury. He's going to cash in at SummerSlam.
You said it right here on the show.
Call me fucking Nostradamus. Oh, look who was right 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, because I've been watching this shit for 35 years. So I know a term when I see it.
Yep.
It's like this isn't a ruse. This is nowhere. And then on Raw, he was celebrating with the title, but there's no change in Seth. He's still this prince and jerk off, cackling like a broken Halloween decoration. It's just like, and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker out there standing like a heavy, and Bronson Reed still has fucking Roman Reigns shoes around his neck, even though they lost at SummerSlam to Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. And by the way, that was Bronson Reed who ate that pin after a spear from Jey Uso and an Uso splash. So not even like a spear from Roman, a spear from Jey. No disrespect to Jey, but who would you rather take a spear from, Jey Uso or Roman Reigns? I mean, I don't want the spear regardless. Obviously, but I'd rather take one from the guy who weighs less and isn't built like a brick shit house.
Yeah.
And didn't used to play football. That's the guy I'm taking the spear from, not from the guy who can literally cut my ass in half. And I'm not even talking about Braun Breaker's spear because I'll just turn me to powder.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. So, but they didn't make any reference to that on Raw. None of that. Hey guys, you're doing fine. Good work. Any decent stable, the leader would have dressed them down. All right, let's get back on track. Not even something to write. You got something backstage. All right, let's get back on track. We had that tough loss, but now it's time for you guys to step up, and you need to reclaim your spot. You need to get that win back. And have that. I mean, we didn't see Jey Uso on Raw, which is weird because people were chanting for him. People were audibly chanting "Yeet" when Roman came out. I'm like, all right. They by their own against their own will, they essentially created a star with Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Against their better judgment on anything.
Right. Of course.
I mean, listen, even we're sitting there looking at Jey Uso this is insane. But the entire stadium on Saturday was yeeting.
Yep.
That's, I mean, you can't.
It was big. Yeah.
You can't buy that type of type of fan support.
You can't.
You can't. So I mean, That's good on them for that.
Yeah.
But then like Rollins goes on Rich Eisen and he's talking about like the struggle of keeping up this fake injury. Motherfucker, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, you weren't on TV, bro.
You weren't on TV. You were faking a knee injury. It's like, oh, I had to tell my daughter, oh, daddy has a pretend boo-boo. Shut the fuck up, retard. Like you can literally just sit home and not have that.
Mm-hmm.
No one's going to your house. The cameras aren't showing up backstage at your house watching you do whatever.
Right.
Don't act like this was a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had to go out to dinner with Montez Ford and like had to keep up. It's like, dude, shit. Like, I understand what a struggle it is to stay in character.
Bro, The Undertaker did it.
Yeah, that's all I was saying.
Years.
It's like, yeah, why don't you ask Mark Calloway the struggle of kayfabe? This guy wasn't allowed to do interviews until after he retired.
I know. Jesus.
Like, get the hell out of here with like the struggle you had. And going on Rich Eisen and once again, like exposing more of the business, more that this stupid Unreal show is. I don't need everything behind the curtains. I'm aware it's a show. I'm aware it's a production.
Yes.
I know that. You know who doesn't know that? A 6-year-old kid who's watching for the first time.
Yeah, like my daughter.
Your daughter.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting there watching, what was it? The tag match, the women's tag match.
Yeah.
And she sat there and watched the whole thing because she likes the people on TV.
Yeah.
She has no idea that these people are like buddy backstage.
No.
She doesn't know that Roxanne Perez's real name isn't Roxanne Perez.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it might be. I don't actually.
But I remember when I told you
either
that,
way, yeah.
I told you that to that Monday Night Raw when Lyra attacked Bailey, my daughter stood up, who's 6, on the couch and said, "Why is Lyra doing that? They're supposed to be friends." Because that's what the storyline was. And then now she's turning on Bailey. Dude, I don't care if I'm 38 years old. Can I have some suspension of disbelief a little bit in the business, please?
Like by them pulling back the curtain on this, and it's on Netflix, so it's not like it's protected by any sort of like nonsense. You know, any kid can go on Netflix.
Right.
They'll see like Cody Rhodes, and they're like, "Hey, I know that guy," and they'll watch it, and they're seeing this whole production backstage. Maybe they don't understand it, but some of them could be 10, maybe 12, maybe they're a little older, maybe have a little bit more. They're like, oh. Like, okay, so this is kind of like a promotion, or it's kind of like a production. It's like a show. Like, this is like telling your kid once they're old enough to kind of comprehend words, not as opposed to just, you know, like being 5 or 6, and telling them, hey, there's no such thing as Santa Claus. I put those presents under the tree.
Yes. Agreed.
Like, there's no tooth fairy. I do that. Easter Bunny, no. Like, I understand there are some people who are like, well, I don't do that because I don't lie to my kids. Well, fucking good for you. Why are you so unhappy then? I am fully aware the truth about Santa Claus.
Correct.
I still like the idea. It takes me back to like childhood. Like, it's fun to have like that little bit of disbelief. I know there's nothing at the North Pole. But what if there is?
Yeah, of course.
What if there is? Like, it's nice to kind of have a little bit of that disbelief. Like, letting people just have an imagination.
Agreed.
We're not allowed to do that anymore. We got to pull back the curtain and show everything. If it isn't this show or the other promotion exposing shit, talking about who were EVPs and who aren't, it's like, guys, like, enough with the inside baseball stuff. Let's just enjoy the show. Imagine, Chris, if you go see Fantastic Four in theaters, all right, and then right after the movie, they're like, hey, let's show you how it's made. It's like, I don't need this right now. Like, make this a bonus feature on like a DVD. Like, not every movie or every TV show has a making of like behind the scenes.
Right.
We don't have that. We sure as fuck don't have that in Major League Baseball. There's no cameras rolling around the fucking locker rooms. Like, maybe you get a little bit like in the NFL because they don't give a shit.
Yep.
Because they make money hand over fist regardless. Like, hey, let's give them more content. They'll say it. But like, you don't ever see anybody going into like what needs to be done to like get a Major League Baseball game off the ground and like getting people in the stands. And like, you never see like the owner of the stadium sitting there talking about how many tickets he needs. You don't see any of that shit. Why is wrestling the only medium where they have to do that?
Dude, I don't understand, because like, what's the point of building a character if you're just going to expose it for not really being that important to begin with, like, I don't, what did Bruce Pritchard say one time about, right before Kevin Nash left WWF, they ran like this thing where, Kevin Nash, he was an all-star. He was a great basketball player. And at that time, Pritchard's like, nobody gives a shit about Kevin Nash playing basketball at Tennessee. They want Diesel. That's what they want. If I want Kevin Nash, the basketball player, then I'll go home and I'll try to find tapes of him playing basketball and not giving a shit about him as Diesel. No, I want to watch Diesel. Okay.
Like, I don't mind JR throwing in, like a football reference.
For sure. Yeah.
Especially when Bradshaw was in the ring and he's going to be like, oh yeah, that all-star at Abilene Christian, Texas or whatever. Like he would always you always make a little bit of a reference, but I don't need to know. It's like, oh, well, you know what his stats were at Miami? I give less than a shit what his stats
I don't care.
I don't care about any of that shit. I want to know what's going on inside that ring. I want to know what's going on in the backstage segment. What I don't want to know is what's going on in Gorilla. I don't need that. I don't need to see after a match the producers standing around talking about what worked, what didn't work, what they can do better next time, or if this is perfect, if it should be fit. I don't want to see any of that.
Yeah.
I don't care if you want to show like the wrestler talking at like backstage, like, hey, that was a great match, like you really killed it. But save that for a special. Save that for like one of those like 24 documentaries that they used to do that were really good.
They were
now
great.
I'm getting a show. Now I'm getting this production. It's like, oh, well, let's see how everything is done. I don't want to see this. I don't need to see this. I know it is. A lot of people know it is. We don't really need to see it all. Some kid's going to see it and get confused, and it's going to blow their disillusion of wrestling out of the water.
Yeah.
They're not going to know what's going on. And with SummerSlam, on the other hand, I'm glad Cody showed all these signs of turning heel and then fucking didn't. That's the shit that pisses me off.
Yeah.
You had me intrigued. A heel Cody Rhodes as champion? I would 100% tune into SmackDown to see what the fallout is.
Agreed.
Now, like, it's like, well, now I don't care.
Nope.
Because you didn't. You fucking held John Cena's hand in the ring. You took the ring apart, you jerk off.
Yeah.
You hit him with a turnbuckle. You were 100% going to brain John Cena with the belt, but he don't.
That's right.
Like, it's like, and then like it's like, oh, hey, good job, John. And then he just walks off. Then we'll get goofy fucking all shucks Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
So they're like, oh, well, now that I'm a champion again, time for my next challenge. There's no fucking top heels on SmackDown because they don't build anybody.
That's right.
So who's he going to feud with? Drew? He's the only viable heel.
Yeah.
You could use this time to build up some other people, maybe in that stead. Hey, Aleister Black, maybe you could build him up as a little bit of a heel. Yeah. Maybe, I mean, yeah, he isn't going to win the title, but if it's done properly, he could look good as a heel. And it may elevate him.
How about you give a contract extension to the guy who's selling mega t-shirts right now and give him a little bit of a run as a heel against Cody and see how he does in the shark infested waters. If you really want to see what Karrion Kross is all about, there's a little bit of a lag here between SummerSlam and Survivor Series. You can try out some new heels. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, it's weird. It's not hard to make stars in the company, at least from my point of view.
Okay. Which
is, as a fan, sitting on my couch, sitting on my bed, watching it on TV. We see who the crowd loves. We can see that. We can see who's listen, at this point,
I don't know. His contract ends this weekend.
If it is a legitimate work, good on them, because we don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, as I said, I think the new form of kayfabe is trying to fool the dirt sheets. I think that's the new thing now. Because everyone goes to the dirt sheets, see what's going on. It's like, oh, nobody ran to the dirt sheets. Like, motherfucker, we all knew you were faking. That's why nobody ran to the dirt sheets.
Right.
And then like Becky put a video. It's like, oh, was somebody lying about their updates? It's like, what are you like? Oh, I guess you figured out the fucking method, you dumb bitch. Like, you annoying fucking I can't. I'm over her fucking whole gimmick. She's done. She doesn't fit in with this new crop of talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bad at this point. Lyra looks like a star, but Becky just looks like she's just there to hold a belt.
Yeah, she's a body.
Like, oh, I've been around for a while. I get to hold the belt. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Go form a tag team with somebody. Boost that women's tag team division that could use a shot of life.
Yeah.
Instead of the same four female tag teams running around every 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like, I've never been more disillusioned with the product than I am right now.
Yeah.
And I sat through shit like the Katie Vick storyline, like the Rise Above Hate storyline, like Bobby Lashley, that fucking Time Machine segment with the New Day. Like, cut the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I sat through that crap. I can't sit through this.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the opening segment of Raw and then turned it off and watched Weird Science, a movie I've seen 50 times instead, and then went back like to see what the main event was. I'm like, oh, this was just another letdown. These matches are still good, but there's no meaning. There's no stakes. There's no feuds. There's no fucking mid card.
There's no story. They're just hey guys, go wrestle.
Like, the only feud in the mid card right now is a feud between like Solo and his crew and Jacob Fatu. That is the only mid card feud across 2 shows. Right. That's embarrassing. Ethan Page is more compelling as a North American champion on NXT just by changing the strap to Canadian colors.
Yeah.
And yeah, he had a match against Santino, and I'm like, why am I watching Santino match in 2025? But at the same time, I'm like, shit, I miss seeing Santino having matches. He's fun. He was a fun guy. Like, he was a character. That's what I like. Characters. I don't say this shit. Like, you're pulling everything back. I don't need to see everything. Like, yeah, I love Dominic, but damn, please do something with him. He's the Intercontinental Champion. Build up a few. I mean, yeah, him and AJ were great. I hope they have more matches. But the way the trends are, he's just going to end up having somebody else.
Yeah.
Because we can't hold feuds for more than a month anymore.
It's tough, man. I mean, the Brock Lesnar coming back saved the entire weekend, in my opinion. He apparently, according to Paul Heyman, has signed a new contract. So he's going to be around for a little bit. And I just want to let everybody know about this ESPN deal. TKO's Mark Shapiro said, WWE could have gotten a slightly bigger deal than what they got. So just to remind everybody, this contract with ESPN is it's a 5-year deal that's going to bring in $325 million annually for WWE, which doubles their contract that they have with Peacock. So, of course, it's just a massive upgrade all around. So that's a big deal. It's a deal that's worth $1.6 billion with a B.
As fans, though, Chris, what's that mean to us?
That's the thing. I agree, man. While fans will be paying nearly triple, which is the $29.99 a month for the new ESPN direct-to-consumer service versus, max, $10.99 for Peacock. TKO did insist the strategy is long-term and built for stability. Okay. He also teased that he, being Shapiro, pronouns pal, that big events like WrestleMania, SummerSlam may air the first hour or two on ESPN's cable channel before switching over to streaming. This is just going to be an absolute nightmare, man. Like, it's going to be a nightmare.
Imagine that. Like, you're in the middle of watching a match, all of a sudden it's like, turn over to ESPN Plus starting now, like, to finish the rest of it. That's like, I don't understand. I know they're trying to make money, but they're not looking at the consumer.
They're not.
Vince would, I would say if Vince is dead right now, he'd be rolling over his grave. But I imagine right now he's throwing anything he can at walls, like watching his company just get hoard out like this.
I
making
agree.
Money hand over, because Vince watches and Vince is probably like, I'm sure he's armchair booking like we do.
Yeah.
Except he's been a booker.
Right.
So he knows what he's probably looking at this. So he probably sees his stuff with Cross. He's like, well, it's selling, and the crowd is cheering for him. Why aren't they doing anything?
Right.
And Triple H, listen, I love and I fucking hate you. You can sit there on that post show all you want and say, yeah, like we're cheering for Brock. They were not cheering for Brock. They were cheering for Cross. Cross and Brock do not sound the same when you're yelling them out.
Right.
So you can try. So that's a nice little bit of diversion there. But nope. You ain't convince anybody because nobody fucking believes you. And this whole deal with Brock, you know what? I'm glad Brock is back.
Mm-hmm.
And he was never named. He was completely innocent. He didn't go along with anything. Yeah, if something is sent to him, that's not on him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't send anything back. And I think like Janelle Grant's lawyer even said like Brock didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't even named in the initial suit. Everyone just assumed it was because they said to sign a former UFC champ. If it was Brock, they would have just said a former WWE champ, not a former UFC champ.
Right. And we know how TKO is. I mean, if you're remotely guilty at all, I mean, you're not going to show up on a TKO television screen.
They aren't going to do anything that's going to jeopardize them making money.
Right.
And if Brock is 100% in the clear, and which he is,
apparently, yeah,
then you can put him back on TV.
He's ready to roll.
Like, oh, I can't believe. You know what I can't believe? If you want to get on this, they had fucking Cardi B, hosting SummerSlam.
Right.
She said she used to fucking rob people.
Yeah.
Like Jelly Roll did time.
Yeah.
Like don't sit there and get on your fucking high horse now. Because somebody may or may not have done something. Like, get the fuck all the way out of here. Don't start picking and choosing this shit now.
Right.
Either be on a moral high ground or don't be on a moral high ground.
And don't watch. You're not forced to watch this.
Logan Paul is not allowed to go to Japan, but he's got a fucking full-time contract with this company. You're going to be mad because Brock Lesnar showed up because he may or may not have been involved in something when he was never named.
Pick and choose, man. This is the company of pick and choose.
It's the fans who are picking and choosing.
Yeah, of course.
That's the fucking problem.
Yeah.
Because the IWC, I mean, and I just went on an angry rant, and I'm going to talk about the IWC, loves to bitch, but I have legitimate gripes. These are the same gripes that you have.
Yeah. I mean, everything, just let everybody know, everything George is saying, I'm totally on board with because he and I have had these talks in Gorilla so many times. And I know I've cried wolf so many times before, and I've talked about how I'm really checked out of wrestling. I am. I mean, this is real now. I'm checked out of the current product because I was watching SummerSlam, and when I'm watching it like with George, I'm having fun. I love it. But I'll tell you this right now. There was a time where George and I were in my backyard having a cigar. 15 years ago, no shot we're missing a second of the programming of WWE, like during the Ruthless Aggression era or anything like that. I'm not going away from the TV screen and not worried about what I'm missing on TV. The product is, I mean, and I don't want to hear any dummy out there saying, well, go watch AEW. It's the same thing over there.
It's the same thing over there.
Everything is just
they're
dead.
ice cold too.
Yes.
You know who isn't ice cold?
TNA. NXT.
TNA and NXT.
Yeah.
TNA, they might get a deal on CW.
I know.
That's insane. We all thought this company was dead in the water.
Yeah.
Amazing how just a little bit of promotion, pushing the right people can help. Joe Hendry was the biggest internet sensation just because of his song alone.
Yeah.
TNA makes him world champion. They're getting viewers and possible TV deals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, this is just where I'm at, everyone. It makes sense to me. It's just where I'm at, everyone. Like, anything with the current product, I just, at 8 o'clock on Mondays, I just don't want to find myself and trying to get to Netflix and turning it on. I have other shit to do. I don't really watch SmackDown anyway because I'm watching a show full of baby faces. Then when it comes to these PLEs, like George and I will be having conversations at like 10:30 at night when I'm walking my dog, and we're gonna be like, damn, dude, like what are the matches for this PLE? Like there's been no promotion, there's been no build up to like the last 6 pay-per-views. And it's just honestly, this company that that is going on right now cares more about what deal can I get with some company over how great of a storyline can we make this? And how can we really pique everybody's interest? You're not going to pique my interest by making sure Slim Jim is on the corner turnbuckle. I don't care. How much money do you guys need before everyone starts realizing it is 1,000% jeopardizing the on-screen product by far?
If I'm in the head office of TKO, I would be looking at the attendance for SummerSlam and being very disappointed in it.
But I totally agree.
That stadium can hold 80,000 people.
I know.
Maybe.
I know. I was there.
Yeah, and you're gonna brag about having like 56 and like then 60. It's like you can get more people in that stadium.
Yeah, just let you know, Triple H. You wrestled at WrestleMania 35, Hunter, and I was in the stands, and it was over 79,000 people there. So don't tell me that you can't fit more people.
You can fit more people. Like, I mean, they had it tarped off at the top. Like, we could see that. I know it's fun to poke. I know it's fun to poke that because it's usually like the AEW bros who come out of the woodwork to talk that. It's like, oh, see, look, they got tarped off too. They have a stadium tarped off. You guys have a bingo hall tarped off. It's not the same thing.
Right.
But in terms of profit, yeah, kind of is. Because you can't get people to fit in those fucking stands because people can't. It is even that people don't want to go. It's that people can't afford to go. Like tickets are so outrageous. They're going to jack up ticket prices on matches that don't have a build. Like, who cares? Like, it's like, oh, good. This had like a 2-week build. Why is this on the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
I don't care. So it's like, who wants to pay this money to see matches that have had no build and there's no ending to them? There's no ending to the storyline. So they just drop off like, all right, on to the next.
Totally agree. It's just a big problem, and I hope it gets better, but I'm just letting everybody know with the news today. It's just going to get worse because in December, Cena's gone. We're not going to see much of Roman Reigns until SummerSlam.
You mean Survivor Series?
I'm sorry, until Survivor Series. So we're stuck with white meat babyface Cody Rhodes cutting the all shucks promos every week for a while. And then we're stuck with a cackling Seth Rollins probably until WrestleMania. So it's going to be really close to unbearable for a long time. But listen, this isn't going to stop. George and I love doing what we're doing here by covering this old stuff. And when it's time to go on a rant, we'll go on a rant. So I appreciate everybody on that. So
I just want to, because it was just SummerSlam, and it's, what, like, I just want to get this out. And it's disappointing that the second biggest show of the year. And I don't care about anything that happens on TV. The only thing I'm interested with is Cena, because I want to get as much Cena in,
of course,
before I don't get him anymore.
Yeah.
So and since Brock came back, it's like, all right, we're gonna have a Cena Brock feud. Like, I didn't have this on my bingo card, but I'm happy. Yeah. Because we talk about, who's Cena gonna face? Like, shit, nobody thought about Brock. Because we, like anybody else, assumed he was
clear
banned.
Right. So, yeah. Well, all right.
Let's get on to better things.
Let's get on. I guess we could say that. Let's get on to one of the reasons
what we got right now. Yeah,
that's yep. So Raw versus Nitro, June 10th, 1996. This week we are going to start off with Monday Night Raw on the USA Network.
I never get it right. I never get it right. Every week we do this. Guys, you guys can attest. Like maybe you can't because you can't actually see like what I'm doing. But Chris never has a start with the same thing each time. So I was sitting there and like I had my notes queued up for Nitro, and he goes, "We're going to start with Monday Night Raw," and this happens all the time. And then I'll have Raw queued up, and then he'll be like, "Oh, we're going to lead off with Nitro."
I keep him on his toes.
I always think I'm going to get ahead, and then I don't. It's like,
George, you know what I'm going to say. Ready?
The hell with you. The hell with you, big boy DeFranco.
Just San Francisco. Sandy Fran.
Santa Fran.
Just when you have all the answers, I change the questions.
I'm gonna create a character of you in WrestleMania 2000. I'm gonna put you in pink and we'll call you Gay Chris.
Just call me Pissy Pants.
Pissy Pants. I'm gonna put you in meats tights.
Oh, that's gonna be the best.
I'm gonna make him yellow.
Oh no. That's so good. So we're in week 3 of the 1996 Raw taping cycle because we are back in Sioux City, Iowa. You could feel the excitement.
Oh, you feel the electricity.
I know. Vince McMahon, Jerry the King Lawler are here. We get an opener, the King of the Ring qualifier, Owen Hart versus Yokozuna. This only goes about 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes. Let's see. The Banzai drop gets missed here by Yoko, and then Owen pins him by putting those the good old feet on the ropes. Little gimmick there, but Owen gets the pin. The end was actually at this point, George. The end was rapidly approaching for Yokozuna's career. Yeah.
We don't get much. We don't get much more of him.
Nope. But this was another example, I thought, this match of how good Owen was, because Owen was bumping all over the place.
Dude, I love watching Owen. I love watching Owen matches.
Yep.
Man, there's something. He legitimately was something special.
Yep.
Like there are people who are coming up now who don't, and that's another thing now is that there's no like real good like technical wrestlers, and the ones that are technical wrestlers nobody cares about because it's a dying.
It is.
It's like a dying style. Like nobody really cares how many submission holds you can put on.
Right.
But damn, just going back and watching like Brett matches and Owen, and like Chris Benoit and Dean Malenko. It's like, man, like these were just like they were technical matches, but these guys could go and they were just exciting every single time.
Yeah, man. God, I love it. So all right, next up, another King of the Ring qualifier. Body Donna Skip versus Mark Marrow. This is Monday Night Raw, baby. This goes 12 and a half minutes, George.
Yes, it did, Chris.
12 and a half minutes.
But I will say, I mean, these guys can go.
Oh, dude, Mark Marrow in 96 could go. I mean, Mark Marrow could always go.
And Chris Candido is severely underrated.
Oh, yeah. Candido can go. But this should not be getting 12 and a half minutes on a Monday night.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we get to the end here after a commercial break. Skip holding as a chin lock as he falls with a gut wrench for a 2 count. Another chin lock and a slam gets 2. Skip dumps him and misses a dive, and Marrow gets his own and finishes with a top rope Rana at 12 and a half minutes. Way too long for what it was, but I still think it was a decent match. Again, these are 2 guys that can go, but man, when you're going head to head with Monday Nitro, man, I'm not sure I'm giving Body Donna, Skip, and Mark Marrow 12 and a half minutes of a 1-hour television show.
No, I mean they're getting Marrow over though with the crowd.
Yes,
crowds love it because like you figure when someone like Mark Marrow comes in like with his style, they haven't seen a whole lot of that in WWF.
Right.
So, like, this is something new and exciting to them. I mean, they don't realize, hey, you're going to be seeing a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
You're not ready for this yet, but your kids are going to love it. It's going to be one of those scenarios. You know?
It is. It always comes back.
Always comes back.
All right. So, here is a pretty famous moment of Monday Night Raw for all the wrong reasons. So, let's kind of get into it. As they say, Jerry Lawler presents the Ultimate Warrior. with the infamous framed portrait. But the Warrior, because this is what he's good at doing, which is ruining things because he's ass, he ruins the whole angle because for the first time in his career on television, the Ultimate Warrior is wearing a damn baseball cap. They could have drawn millions and outdone the NWO. Well, maybe not. But the Warriors baseball cap sunk the whole damn thing. And in fact, Lawler hits him with the portrait. Warrior basically no-sells it and then runs off. Wow. What an angle.
What was the deal with the baseball hat?
Like, dude, because he didn't want to take the hit. Dude, I did some research here, and Meltzer rips the lid off the whole comic book lie in the Observer at this week, like knowing that Vince made up the whole #1 comic book in the world thing, which he talked about it again on this show.
I mean, and that most obvious to us,
and that most distributors didn't even carry it.
To anybody who was reading comic books in the 90s, we can attest that that was not the #1 comic book.
Exactly. So, look, this feud didn't work because it was just stupid and no one bought Lawler as any kind of threat. But, obviously it didn't help that freaking the Ultimate Warrior's out there with a baseball hat, completely exposing the entire angle. So, I'm not going to pin this one on Jerry Lawler because Jerry Lawler will probably do anything to get an angle over.
I mean, shit, he was the king of Memphis.
Yeah.
There's a reason why, that territory was so big, and it was because of him.
Yeah, agreed.
Lawler would tell you a story, in 5 minutes in the ring. Warriors just standing there and it's fucking mumbling nonsense.
It was just terrible, man. Let's get to the main event here of Raw. British Bulldog versus The Undertaker. So there was a note that I saw in this that according to The Observer, Bulldog cleared up his issues with the WWF thanks to promises of dropping the entire Diana angle, despite getting a quote-unquote big money offer from WCW, which was never even a thing, by the way. So, of course, Meltzer was wrong on that. He did have an offer from WCW, but nowhere near big money. But nonetheless, we get a Mankind appearance here. Mankind pops out of the ring apron, holds Taker's foot, a pretty memorable end of Raw here, giving Bulldog the count-out win at, almost 17 and a half minutes. Wow, way to really build up Bulldog for that title match in 2 weeks, George.
Yeah.
Mankind beats the hell out of The Undertaker again, and we're out of here.
Listen, the stuff with Mankind, Undertaker, it's so compelling because every time Taker comes out, it's like, all right, where's he coming from this time?
Dude, yeah, you're right. I mean, this was a build-up to... Look, I'm historically not a Mankind guy or McFoley guy, but I loved everything Mankind did with The Undertaker. I mean, it was just chef's kiss and storytelling. It was just great. It was awesome stuff.
Everything they did with Mick, when they brought him in and immediately putting him with The Undertaker, it really just kind of got him going. If they would have put him with anybody else, Mick Foley probably would have been fired by mid-97.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Hands down. So look, at the end of this one, if you would have skipped this show, I mean, you're going to miss nothing skipping this show, but you can go on YouTube if you want to, obviously look at the infamous framed photo thing with that everyone talks about was basically the end of the Ultimate Warrior in the WWF, but it was just all bullshit. But yeah, if you guys want to go find that, you don't have to watch this episode of Raw. Just go on YouTube and find that scene. Other than that, I mean, as skippable, if that's even a word, as skippable of a Raw as there is.
Hey, I love having Cornette on commentary, though.
That I really enjoyed, yes.
Cornette and Lawler just going in on Vince.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll listen to this all day. There doesn't even need to be a match.
Agreed. All right, let's flip over to the other side here. Let's go where the big boys play, and that is WCW Monday Nitro. Hour number 1, We are in Wheeling, West Virginia. What a wrestling town.
Oof.
But our main event tonight is
Main event anywhere.
the Horseman versus the great Joe Gomez and Ultimate Warrior's long lost son, Renegade.
The fucking
both
great
dead.
Joe Gomez.
Yeah. But we do have Tony Schiavone and Larry Zbyszko are our hosts, which is always a great thing. And we actually, we get a really good opener here. Booker T versus Scott Steiner. A little less than 5 years from now, these two will be closing out, the history of WCW as the world and U.S. champions. But look, nonetheless, bro, this was a badass television match.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think?
This was really good, considering
Prime Scott, Prime Booker,
and knowing where both of these guys are, like knowing where their careers are going to go. It's kind of glorious to watch when you think about it.
Yep. And this was 6 minutes, George. It's again another proof that what can be done in 6 minutes. This is a memorable match to me. I watched it twice.
You get the right people, and like a 6 minute match will be worth the time.
Agreed. Deborah McMichael, easy for me to say, interrupts Scott Steiner's post-match promo because she's so upset about Mongo.
That kind of made me mad. That kind of pissed
me too.
Off.
It really did. I got really tired of the Deborah McMichael involvement in 1996. It was like every week, especially once like the whole Jeff Jarrett thing really started pushing. I'm like, all right, Deborah's beautiful and all, but enough. Like, this is annoying because it's like making the Horsemen. I mean, WCW made it their job creatively to make the Horsemen look weak. Dude, having Deborah involved with everything every week with the Horsemen just made them look so hokey and corny. This is not the Horsemen that we needed in 1996.
It also doesn't really put the Horsemen in a good light either.
Not at all.
Because it just makes Rick look like a fucking predator.
It does. You're so right. It really does.
It doesn't make him look good at all.
Next match, Diamond Dallas Page versus Jim Powers. It's the Nitro debut for Jim Powers, where clearly WCW is not testing for steroids. He looks like an overinflated parade balloon. He just looks so jacked out. But nonetheless, he gets a diamond cutter for his efforts on this little goof at 4 minutes. DDP, though, looks great. He definitely slimmed down. He's sporting the look that later made him a star. Almost as big a star as Joe Gomez, but I digress.
Not as big, though.
Not as big.
Got a long way to go.
Meanwhile, Conan is ready to face the legendary El Gato, who is known all over South America.
I suppose.
I know.
We talk about matches with no build. I mean, holy shit.
I know.
But we've covered Great American Bash, and we were like, yeah, this is good, but I don't know who this guy is, and I don't know why I should care.
I agree. We move on. Sting versus Ming. This goes about 3 minutes. Sting rolls up Ming for 2. Ming goes up, and Sting brings him down and hooks the Scorpion Deathlock, kind of, for the submission. This was really shitty. I like Ming a lot. I love Sting, but this was pretty crappy, dude. Really crappy.
Yeah, it was bad all over. It was just, it was gross. Thank God one of these guys is going to redeem themselves later, but this match was not it, at all. It was just bad all over. Ming, where he is good, he's good in a brawling style, and Sting does not do a brawling style. Sting's more technical, a little in ring. It was a clash of styles, and it was bad. Bad.
Yeah, no doubt. Next up, Deborah tracks down Bobby Heenan, trying to stop the match before Sunday. Heenan slams the door on Okerlund. Deborah runs out of the dressing room screaming. More Deborah. Flair and Arn are apparently so fired up they beat up Joe Gomez and the Renegade right there in the hallway, thus robbing us of our advertised main event.
But
damn you, Horseman.
But also, once again, how much of a negative light does this kind of put Flair? It's like she goes into their locker room and she comes out screaming.
Yep.
And like her hair is a muss. It's like, so
was she beaten up?
Are we supposed
was she ruffled?
Are we supposed to assume the worst?
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm assuming.
That's what I would be assuming too.
It's like, she went in a locker room and she came out screaming and her hair was a muss. It's like, who's in that locker room with you, Rick?
That's right.
Is it Harvey Weinstein?
You're not wrong, man. Next up, hour one. Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus David Taylor. Okay, this goes 2 minutes and 20 seconds, whatever. Apparently the new main event, though, they said it will be Flair and Anderson challenging for the World Tag titles against Sting and Luger. I mean, that's a pretty big step down from Gomez and Renegade, but nonetheless, we're going to get it. Duggan
Why is Sting doing double duty? Like, talk about how big this roster is.
I know. 2 hours.
I'm seeing Sting wrestle twice in a 2 hour show.
Yeah, I know. Duggan hits the 3-point stance for 2 while we're all still thinking about this main event, but he finishes because he taped his fists. We get another win for Hacksaw Jim Duggan against David Taylor. Don't know why the hell this is even on.
Is that just Jim Duggan's finishing move? He tapes up his fist and punches somebody in the face?
Yes. Yeah. He was all theatrics, man. I love Duggan as much as the next guy, but it's 1996. I really don't know if I need to see Jim Duggan.
I don't need 42-year-old Jim Duggan.
My favorite is when Duggan did like a promo later on in 96 or 97. And like and he's talking about Hogan and he's with Mean Gene on the aisle. And he goes, Terry, he turned his back. And like Oakland really quick went right to the stick and said, you mean Hulk Hogan? Yeah, Hulk Hogan. Dude, freaking Hacksaw, breaking kayfabe in 97, calling him Terry.
We knew his name was Terry because that's how he was. Because that's how it was presented to us on Thunder in Paradise. He was Terry Hulk Hogan. Never in his life has he been called Terry Hogan.
Meanwhile, we get a video package for Dean Malenko's upcoming title defense against some midget from Mexico, Ron Mysterio or something.
He'll never
amount to anything.
Flash man.
Yeah, that's right. He won't have kids that are great either. This video apparently
summer in 20 years.
20-year
veteran.
That's right. He's so great. Meanwhile, Big Bubba feels like John Tenta might actually be a fish or a beached whale. Well, that's a mammal, but I appreciate the effort from Big Bubba.
They let him have interview time.
Dude, Scott Norton also gets a promo. We just have to accept it at this point.
Just because you have a mouth and you can make noise from it doesn't mean you need to get a promo.
Doesn't mean you get time. That's right. Hour number 2, your hosts are Eric Bischoff and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Right off the bat, we get a WCW World Title match. We are traded to the Giant versus Scott Norton. Chokeslam on Norton ends this match at 1 minute and 40 seconds. But again, the booking just makes less sense. Luger runs out to make the save, and he gets his ass kicked as well, but comes back by using Flair's VIP bucket as a weapon. This makes Giant very angry, but not angry enough to chase after Luger while he cuts a promo at the announce desk. What is this?
Luger ran off.
Yeah.
And then, like, the Giant sort of started to follow, and then Luger popped up to the announce desk, like, I got one over on him.
Yep.
Time to cut a promo. It's like, he can just turn around.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me in that whole statement, once they go behind that curtain, it's just like a wall of just nothing. Oh, I don't know anything that's going on out there now.
Yeah.
Soundproof back there.
Lord Steven Regal versus Billy Kidman's up next, and now we get Kidman's debut as the babyest babyface who ever babyface.
He is just a green newborn.
Yes.
All fresh face with that very, very 1997 lesbian haircut that he has. Because I've only ever seen that haircut on women. It's never on men. He's so 1, 2, 3 kid. It's great.
Regal destroys them after surviving a flurry of offense and a missed 450 splash, quickly finishing with a lion tamer at about the 1 minute mark while stepping on his head. Sting makes the save with a vicious backhand and retribution for last week. And Regal's besmirched reaction is still the greatest thing ever. He's just a magnificent human.
The disrespect of Steven Regal by Sting. How fucking dare you?
Sting should have lost his job. Next is the Nasty Boys versus Public Enemy. Same goofy brawl that they have every time, except this time was no weapons. And the announcers completely ignoring the match and talking about the Great American Bash main event. I went around right around this time. I looked at what the Observer was saying for some stuff here because there's nothing about this match, obviously. So here's something from, this week in history. Per the Observer, I think they are going to keep the identity of the third member of Nash Hall's team a secret until the 7-7 show. There are things that lead me to believe it may not be Lex Luger after all, which is a mistake. Ugh. Rumors are flying it'll be Jeff Jarrett, since Vince McMahon on the WWF hotline brought up Jarrett's name with Diesel and Ramon as expecting him to join WCW. Jarrett gave notice to Titan and is working out his notice with the USWA and is WCW bound. However, his WWF contract doesn't expire until the fall, so it probably won't be him. The WCW team will be Sting and Savage and either Flair or Luger. Holy God, can you imagine a world where Jeff Jarrett was a mysterious third man? They would have been out of business by like February.
You're clearly talking about the WWF because Jarrett would have just
yeah.
Jarrett just coming in and beating the Giant at Hog Wild and cutting the promo and beating the shit out of people like Rey Mysterio backstage. And man,
I know. Anyway, we take a break and return with another Glacier promo and more stuff happening. We're at what, George? Like 2 or 3 months now for those blood runs cold promos with nothing evident in sight with him.
Yo, we still got like a couple months before this dude even shows up.
Yep. It's just ridiculous, man.
This was the original Veer Mahan is coming.
Oh, I know. Hulk Hogan still has the red, white, and blue running through his veins, although Hogan's legal team would like to stress that it's only running through the veins for medical reasons, and it was legal in the states where it was running through his veins at the time, and was only obtained with a legal prescription for the red, white, and blue. This was during a time that Hogan, again, was going through some legal battles. So Hogan, that's why you're not seeing him too much on television right now. He was also, I think, at this time off building, what is it, Blunder in Paradise?
Yeah, probably.
That's according to Scott Hall. I didn't make that up.
He's taping another episode of Blunder in Paradise.
That's so good. Main event time. We get to see Sting again and Luger again. It's pretty cool. And Flair and Orton. World Tag Team titles here. Sting and Lex Luger versus Flair and Anderson. Bischoff apologizes for not delivering the debut of Joe Gomez here. So, please leave the memories alone, Eric.
You just going to gloss over the Public Enemy and Nasty Boys for the 400th time?
I had to. They went 11 minutes.
Yes, they did. And it ended in a DQ.
Yeah.
To hell with you. To hell with everybody.
But let me just say, though, this main event was awesome.
Yes.
It was amazing. I mean, if you can give a star rating on a TV Nitro match, I'm giving this 4 stars legit, George.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just this thing, Sting and Flair. The chemistry will forever be there. This match goes 17 minutes and 40 seconds, and I did not care. It was just awesome stuff. Luger gets a power slam on Flair for 2. He puts both horsemen on the floor with a clothesline. Giant comes down to the ring for the DQ finish. It's a great match, as we all should have expected. Just awesome. I didn't like the run-in by the Giant, but I guess it fits storyline, which is fine. The baby faces go crazy and attack him with chairs, but Giant, of course, no-sells all of it and just casually walks away. He promises Mean Gene that Luger goes out on a stretcher on Sunday. And then here we go. Big stuff. Eric Bischoff goes to wrap things up with a fired-up Bobby Heenan, but Scott Hall returns to cause more trouble. Bobby runs off in terror, which is such a great reaction. I loved it. Bischoff wants to know where the big surprise is hiding. Here's Kevin Nash to remind us all what the adjective is and where the big boys play.
Do you like how Hall was basically telling Bischoff to turn around?
Yeah.
And Bischoff's like, what? I'm here. I'm here. It's like you can't be that dumb.
Yeah.
He's literally telling you to turn around.
Yes.
But check that adjective.
Nash wonders if they could actually get 3 of their fossils cleared long enough to work a match between Slim Jim commercials and crappy TV shoots. So this Sunday, if the outsiders want to show up at the pay-per-view, Bischoff will bring them to their match. Man, this was awesome, man. And also the Bash pay-per-view obviously was one of the greatest of all time. So there's that, but man, I still to this day feel like the arrival of Nash was anticlimactic. What says you?
Should have been in the ring.
I agree.
Should have been in the ring.
Yeah.
Not the fucking announced us. That's dumb.
Yep.
I mean,
I agree.
It's a promo that's remembered for all the wrong reasons.
It is. Yes.
Because Nash called play an adjective and it's clearly a fucking verb.
It is a verb there, Kevin.
But hey, you know what? He's not an English major.
Nah, he's not.
He's been taking shit for that for 29 years.
Oh man. Well, the rating is at the end here. Night Raw got the ratings win here, 2.7 to a 2.6. But George, what won the Monday Night Wars here on June 10th? Or who won?
It was Nitro.
Nitro was a really good show.
It was hands on Nitro.
Yeah.
It's not even like up to the bit. It's like, oh, well, no.
Yes. Great show. Great show from Nitro here. You know, golf clap goes out to them. Their final go home Monday Nitro before one of the biggest pay-per-views in history. Great stuff.
So after like this week here that we just cover and watching especially Raw, that main event of The Undertaker and the British Bulldog, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have we been overrating Bulldog this whole time?
I think so.
Because like I know we talk about, especially when it comes like the Hart family or somebody, we already talked about how great Bulldog is. Bulldog is only great when he has a good opponent. Yeah,
like when he wrestled HBK, he looked great.
Yeah, and like that match against Brett at SummerSlam '92.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was a great match. But like this against Taker, it's like you can't look good against Taker.
Yeah,
Taker makes a broom look good, and you're just that fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, I was never a Bulldog guy. I think he would have been great as a career tag team player. He couldn't cut great. He couldn't talk that well in promos. And I just felt like he was a botch fest in the ring all the time. Big, powerful dude, could move, but it all just didn't click for him. And to me, that's just to me. But I agree. I think we always overrated, especially in this era, overrated Bulldog.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, and like, I mean, we know how history is going to go with this. Like, he's not going to get better.
No, it's a pretty steady downhill. I mean, for him
in '97, I mean, he had a good '97, but that was like really off the backs of him being in the Hart Foundation, like with Brett and with Owen and Pillman and Neidhart, like that kind of helped him along in that scenario, and he looked good. Like Bulldog always had a good look.
Yep.
But it's like I'm watching him in the ring. It's like, dude, like I don't get it.
Yep. Well, I just want to let everybody know that this was the final week for the next 83 weeks that WWF secured a victory on Monday Night Raw, our Monday Night Wars, for the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty crazy that the beginning of the WCW dominance starts next week. Next week, the ratings were pretty high, a 3.4 to a 2.3 for Nitro. So we're going to start really getting into the Monday Night Wars for real now. So looking forward to getting that started beginning next week. Everybody who's watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Since Nitro is a 2-hour show now, these shows will be a little longer. Well, starting next week, we might go back to normal time if we don't talk too much about the current stuff, but we'll see what happens.
There probably won't be anything to really discuss.
Yeah, we'll see what happens between Cena and Brock, but we'll, notwithstanding, Monday Night Wars next week, June 17th, 1996. Looking forward to it. If you're on YouTube, thank you very much. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, ring the bell for notifications when we're going to go live again. George, thank you so very much, as always. So for George, I'm Chris. We'll catch you guys down the road. Have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we'll see you guys back here next week. Take care.